Hello, and welcome back to another one of my rants. I'm glad you're here. We are coloring and planning for March of 2024, and we're in Pisces season. It's currently March 6th as I'm recording this, and so the new moon that is coming on March 10th is quickly approaching. This month, our moon is in Pisces. We're in Pisces season, as I said, and the moon in Pisces is really dreamy and wistful and sensitive. It's intuitive and compassionate, and it's really a time to face your fears and see reality for what it is. And I love talking about reality because everyone's reality is a little bit different, obviously, because it's all in our perception of reality as well and how we tend to see things and how we tend to experience things. So the intention here and the plan around this new moon is to choose intentions that will strengthen your intuition, potentially tap into healing energy, or really just dreaming and vision boarding for the future. So what comes with this is also spring. March is a time for renewal and rebirth and spring. So if you follow the astrological calendar as opposed to the Gregorian, so we have our Gregorian, which January, and I already talked about this a few months ago. We've got this new year and we're setting new goals and new intentions, and there's all this energy in the air. And also, it's the dead of winter. And so, for some of us, we still are in wintering, quote unquote, which is something I spoke about. And now it's time to step away from that. And what I also love about this month, and especially this new moon, which lands on March 10th, is the same day as daylight saving time. So, what happens in the Northern Hemisphere, where I'm living here, anyways, in Alberta, Canada, is our clocks move ahead. So, with the new moon, we get this change as well to our days. And from here on out, they're only going to get longer and brighter. So, even this invitation to just settle in and focus on the idea of longer and brighter feels very expansive, especially coming through what was a pretty long winter here. We've even had a little bit of extra winter. It's been snowing and minus 22 degrees Celsius again for a few days and or over a week now. And it just like spring is upon us and I cannot wait. It's like the sooner the better. So my point is like this invitation to expand. And with the Pisces being dreamy and vision boarding and this idea of zodiac new year, it's another time where we can just start fresh. I mean, you can literally start fresh any day of the week, any day of the year, any day of any month. Like you get to wake up and choose how you want to live your life. And also, energies are helpful. I find energies to be helpful and motivating. And when other people are also engaged in it, it becomes this more like collective energy that we can tap into. So there's many people, and if you're listening to this, you might be one of those people that do engage with and follow the planets in the zodiac. And if that resonates with you, then this is another time for a renewal, a rebirth. Spring has sprung. Think of all the things that come with spring. Plants are blossoming, seeds are growing. It's just like any of your intentions or goals. It's watering them, having the intention to water them and watch them grow as well. So it's this new beginning and this rebirthing that we can really dive into this month. And so my question to you is, what is it that you want to create? What do you want to create this year? What has been on your mind? Maybe it's a big goal. Like really allow yourself to dream this month too and create that vision board for your future. I know one of the things that's always been on my list is writing a book. I've had this book idea in my brain for quite a while. I want to say years. And also I have done nothing but think about it, you know? So what is a goal that I can set around that? Because I'm not going to write my book this year. It's already March. If I'm going to actually be writing a full fledged book, it takes years. I know that. And also, what can I do to get myself there? And so, something I love to do, and you can find this on my website and also on my Instagram. My Instagram is at Jill the Dharma Coach. I never shared that with you guys, but if you go check that out, I think I have a freebie on there. I'll go back and double check, but it's really a simple goal setting sheet. And this is how I like to approach a lot of the things I do in my life, and breaking them down step by step into extremely actionable goals, because that is just the way my brain works. Like, obviously, I'm a planner. You've seen this journal, it is intense and detailed, and I write everything down. And this easy goal setting really brings it to the next level. So easy stands for, the E is expansive. So how is this? How is my goal, or how is this intention that I'm setting really expanding not only like the version of me, of the self that I am, but also the higher version of myself that I want to step into. The A is alignment. So how does this task, intention, goal, etc., align with my overall stretch goal, right? So aka writing a book. S is scheduled, and that's what I use this journal for as well, is really scheduling down and breaking down those steps into actionable ones. So what am I doing in March? What am I doing the first week of March? What can I do in the first week of March on a Tuesday that's going to move the needle forward and move me toward that goal that I have in mind? So this works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but I find the more structured and the more detailed I get on these things, it just makes it that much easier, because I'm not writing down my goal as, okay, write chapter 1 in March. Like, that's definitely not happening. But what I could do this month is write an outline, or write the first part of an outline, and get that part of the book organized. So from the outline, I can start to break down what each chapter might be, what each topic or concept is going to be. And then from there, I can break down each concept into, these are the stories that I want to tell. These are the events or the occurrences that happen that will align with what my story is about, you know? And so that's just one example. You could do this in many different ways. If your goal is to just eat more healthfully or move more, maybe it was a long winter for you too, and it was a bit of an indoor winter, and you just want to be outdoors more, and have this intention of getting out to nature and hiking. So it's like, well, what do you need to do in your life to enable you to have success in that area? So you can use this journal, you can use any, just grab a piece of paper and write that stuff down. So it's like, find all of the locations that are around you that have hiking trails. Make a list of things that you would be able to visit in order to get yourself to those places. And it doesn't have to be doesn't have to be super far away. It can be even just out your back door. Maybe it's not as naturey as you'd like it to be if you live in the city, but that's okay. It's still outdoors, and it's like connecting yourself to what is important. And if it's that fresh air and feeling the sunshine on your face, that's important. And it doesn't really matter where you are. It's the fact that you're getting out there and achieving it and bringing more of that into your life. So if it's eating more healthfully, for example, well, what do you need to do to achieve that? Well, maybe you need to look at your grocery list and what are the types of foods that you're buying. If you're buying foods that don't match up with that intention, then maybe it's about creating a new grocery list. Or maybe it's about prepping food, for example. If you're the type of person that eats what is at your fingertips because you're starving, maybe it would be better if you planned out a meal. So when you do that, the meal is already ready for you, and you know that it's a healthy one that was created with love and intention prior to you being hangry and needing to just grab the first thing that's available, So it's really just about breaking these things down into smaller, actionable steps, and embracing and acknowledging the subtlety. Because what this is subtle. And the why, I'll just finish my little easy spiel here. The why is for you. And this is, ties into the subtlety of small actions, is why are you doing this for you? Not for a partner, not for your doctor, not for your kids, not for your dog, not for her, whoever else is in your life, but why are you choosing this for you? Why is it so important? This really gets into the nitty-gritty of your motivation, and be aware of how profound subtlety or small things, small wins, make a big impact over time. I'm just going to repeat that again because I feel like this is something that gets overlooked in this industry. And, we set these giant goals, and I'm one of these people with the book thing. And it's like I am celebrating when I sit down and read, because I know that part of me writing my book is also researching other books. It's also researching and reading authors that I admire and that I look up to. So even though I'm not sitting down writing, me sitting down and reading is still part of my process. And it's subtle, and it's something I enjoy, and it's part of my process. So even acknowledging that, okay, I didn't get an hour or even 30 minutes today to write, or I don't feel motivated, or I'm feeling fearful or scared or whatever it is that's preventing me from starting. But the subtlety of sitting down and having that space to read and research is a win. So my invitation is to celebrate small wins, celebrate small steps, because it's in these big, tasky, giant goals that take a while or take like a major commitment for us to reach that we will let go of so easily and so quickly, because they're so big and because it's easier for us to go, oh, find some excuse. Oh, it's too large. I'll never get to that. I don't have enough time. I'm not a writer. I'm not a healthy eater. I don't like eating vegetables and I never will. I don't know what the excuse is. I mean, it could be anything. But I hope you're picking up my point here. It's like the bigger we make our goals, the easier they are to drop because of excuses. And what happens when we do that though is subconsciously we are hard on ourselves, right? It's like we set this giant goal and really it's setting us up for failure right away, because maybe in our heart of hearts we know like this is too big. This is too big for me right now, and I'm probably going to fail at it. And then we do fail at it, or we drop off, or something happens, and then we end up just tossing the whole thing because, well, I'm just not good enough for this, or I don't deserve this, and therefore this goal wasn't for me. This action wasn't for me, and I'm going to do something different. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever we tell ourselves. However, if you can set really small ones, like really actionable ones, and again, like really focus on the subtlety of those small wins, you will be achieving your goal whether you are aware you are or not. It's like small little steps over time create massive change. And one day you wake up and you go, holy shit, I have written 4 chapters of this book that I didn't even think was possible. And it's because I sat down for 10 minutes and just did a little brain dump here, or I wrote out some ideas and aha moments over here in this notebook instead of just keeping them in my brain thinking I'll remember all of the things. Which, anyone else? I mean, I have my hand raised over here because I'll get really good ideas and then I'll tell myself, I will never forget this. This idea is going to be with me forever. And then 5 seconds later, it's gone. So heed my warning. If you get good ideas or you have these moments of downloads or aha moments, write them down. Open up your notes app on your phone, or I have a little like journal next to my desk that's just it's just the most random words, because it's these random ideas that I have, but I got to write them down because I don't want to forget. And then allow yourself to just revisit those when you feel that you were looking for some motivation or inspiration to keep going. And then on that note as well, take a break, right? I know that once spring comes, we have all of these aspirations and exciting moments and motivation to get outdoors and do all of the things and more energy, and just the sun is shining again and it feels so rejuvenating. So definitely lean into that, but just don't forget that rest is also productive and rest is also part of the process. It's something that I don't think we do enough of. we are really trained not to rest and to just keep going, especially if you're creative like me and have a million ideas that you want to execute on. That's why I find this easy goal setting and this process to just be really, um, it's profound, but it's also really supportive to my lifestyle personally because I do have lots of projects and I do have lots of things that I want to accomplish. And I know that I'm only going to birth one baby at a time. I have this visual of all of the things that I want to do, and it's like this giant bookshelf of ideas. And I know that I'm going to take one down at a time. It doesn't mean that I'll have to work on one till its completion, but I know that I'm not going to work on six things at once and get anywhere in life. So it's really just this reminder that I will get to these projects and get to these ideas when the time is right for me. And they can sit there and wait until then. So, with all that being said, I didn't talk about what I'm doing in my journal here at all, but I think you have eyeballs and you can see how this process unfolded. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me once again. I will be back in April with another video. And if you have any questions at all or want to comment below, I'd be happy to respond. You can also hit me up on Instagram and get that freebie at Jill the Dharma Coach. And we will see you next time.